Hello everyone, welcome to Wealthy Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about 10 money traps to avoid in your 30s that will bankrupt you. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. We help people learn about money, personal finance, and investment. If you want to improve your financial future, numerous folks operate on autopilot, oblivious to the fact that these fundamental behaviors prevent them from accomplishing their financial objects. It may seem as if there is never enough money to save for retirement or make large purchases regardless of how much one earns. Especially if you are a woman, it is essential to avoid these middle-class money traps. Number 10. Claiming financial irresponsibility. "I don't care about money" is a common phrase used by the poor, implying that they do not mind exploited by their employer and live in poverty. How could this be the case when these folks work 40 or more hours per week, 50 weeks per year, and bring home a suboptimal income? Where do they spend the most of their time if they have limited resources? Number 9. Avoid being in the wrong profession. Students in high school are under pressure to choose a career path that will keep them employed until retirement. As you can expect, this often results in young people incurring debt for a degree only to discover that their profession wasn't what they had hoped for, either because the pay isn't as good as anticipated or loathe their work. Many young adults, on the other hand, don't want to deal with the huge stress of choosing a better career path, so they just get by. Number 8. Taking chances. Risk is an essential factor in risk. You would stay stationary for the duration of your life without it. How can you expect to advance in life if you never take any risk? Whenever you decide to go forward, you must weigh the risk and benefits in order to make a sensible choice. This may include obtaining a new job, transferring fields of study, or founding a company whose success is unclear but whose advantages, if realized, may be life-altering. Making such a significant modification is undoubtedly dangerous. What if it's not to your liking? What if the amount of money falls below your expectations? When funds are invested, the chances of loss always exist. Whether you're investing in real estate or saving money because you're afraid of inflation, you can lower your risk by being ready for the worst, like by having enough money or a backup plan. Number 7. Spend the money because you deserve it. People often make the mistake of spending money on material goods or experiences because they feel they deserve them. They have worked hard, so they are deserving of the reward. While there is some truth to this, is it really a price if it puts you in a financial bind? When you start earning a reasonable salary, you may be tempted to buy a new car. You may be able to locate it so that it does not overwhelm you. Number 6. The notion that none of these suggestions will work for you is an attitude that will keep you from growing. It may work for some, but it won't work for me. Since it may seem that there are no solutions given your existing situation, this may not be what you want to hear, but the reality is that many people who say none of these notions work for them are hesitant to make the sacrifices, life adjustments, or take the required risk to better a condition, which may require them to suffer or be inconvenienced. Money accumulation is unquestionably simpler for some than for others, but the following tips will help you. Which of these middle-class maintaining financial pitfalls will you fall for, and which will you avoid? If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Number 5 is non-tax planning. Focusing on your major expenditures, such as transportation and housing, is one of the best ways to maximize your money, but taxes are typically your highest expense of all. So it makes sense to learn from the wealthy and optimize your tax position to avoid paying more than required. There are a lot of legal ways to lower your tax bill, including retirement plans such as IRAs 41ks and Roth IRAs and real estate investments. Mortgage interest insurance and fees reduce your taxable income, and depreciation may further reduce your tax liability. How you generate income is also crucial. Employees have fewer opportunities to lower their taxable income via deductions and costs than company owners. Working with a CPA to optimize your tax position may enable you to retain substantially more of your income, perhaps as much as 23% or more. Number 4 is the incapacity to make adjustments. If you are hesitant to make little changes to improve your situations, you may miss out on big advancements. People dread change because they want comfort and do not like being put in a situation they don't understand. However, change is often necessary for development. Moving to a less desirable location because it will free up enough money to help you reach the next level, or taking in a roommate to finance it, are instances of change. Number 3. Active trading. A losing approach is to attempt to outperform the market by acquiring speculative assets and selling during different market swings. It is conceivable for talent investors such as Jim Simons and Ken Griffin to continuously beat the market, but doing so is incredibly difficult due to investing costs, taxes, and emotions. If you can equal the average of 10% yearly return of the SP 500, you will be alright. Timing the market by selling at the peak and buying at the bottom is enticing, but it is more difficult than it seems. When people attempt to do so, they get focused on short-term fluctuations rather than their long-term goals, which they should be focusing on. Number 2. Because the bulk of your assets will be the consequence of the income on your investments over time, not understanding what you're invested in is arguably the greatest method to secure a prosperous retirement. Understanding what you're investing in and the pros and cons of various options is the only way to ensure you make the best investment selections for your scenario. You are gambling with your future if you listen to financially unstable friends and family members or naively follow the counsel of a financial expert. Consider 2 examples. If you invested $10,500 and continue to invest $450 per month at a return of 7% per year for 30 years, you would have $634,210. If you invested $10,500 and continued to invest $450 per month for 30 years at a 10% annual return, you would have just over $1,225,512 at the end. This difference totals $591,302. Number 1. Purchasing a home may be one of the best investments you make, but you must be wary of individuals who do not meet the home ownership requirements. This may be an excellent strategy to improve your financial status. According to the most recent data from the Federal Reserve, The typical homeowner's net worth was $270,000, while the average renter's net worth was just over $6,500. One of the primary reasons for this is that homeowners often acquire equity in several ways. The house value is expected to increase as the mortgage is paid off month by month, until it is ultimately paid off in full and the home is owned outright. This asset might offer up new opportunities in the future, since it could be leased out, sold, and the proceeds utilized for something else. Or the home's equity could be leveraged to get financing. In addition, when you own a property, your housing expenses are rather constant. Your electricity, tax, and maintenance costs may go up a little bit each year, but for the most part, they will stay the same because the price you paid for your home won't change. A paradigm shift is necessary for future financial success. Understanding these proclivities is essential so that you may make the correct adjustments. Begin avoiding these perilous traps as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. I hope you have learned something from this video. If you like this video, to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.